Welcome everybody to Style Esports 1v1 tournament on this wonderful Saturday evening. I'm the True Light. Casting alongside me tonight, I guess this evening, is everyone. You all know him, you all love him. It's Jarl Carl.
Hello.
Carl?
Yeah, I am here. Thank you very much, Josh, for that little introduction. I'm also playing in this tournament, so I'm in my game right now, so I'm going to pretty much just hand it right back over to Josh for this, but I'll be popping in and out, and once I inevitably get eliminated, I'll be back here a little bit more full-time for it. So, yeah, it should be a good time. We have 16 teams, so 4 rounds right now, and yeah, Josh, back over to you for the gun.
Yeah, definitely. We are in that round of 16 competitors. This 1v1 tournament is just going to be best of 1. You lose and you're out. You win and you survive. And let's see how everyone does. Here on the blue side, so to speak, we have Black Masu versus Dead Neji Hyuga, RIP. And it's a Galio versus Wukong matchup. Ooh, Black Masu goes in, finds the Justice Punch, doesn't actually land the taunt from Idol of Duran, which means he actually comes out positively on that trade. Just because Dead Neji Hyuga goes in with the Nimbus Strike, didn't land much more. And I think one thing that really just works in Galio's favor here is that you can see Masu starting with the Hextech Revolver, giving him the additional damage after casting a spell. Also gets to start 5 health potions, which is pretty hard to deal with if you are a Wukong in this matchup, although you are primarily physical damage. It's kind of hard to deal with everything Galio can offer, especially because Galio gets that slight bit of damage reduction on the taunt, although it's only half as effective against physical damage, and he gets the healing shrine off of that too, which means it denies this Wu continuous just more resources. And all Neji Hyuga is doing here, I think he's just trying to play for a farm, like something closer to a farm victory, which I actually think is a little bit more intelligent. Considering that I actually don't think that Wu can 1v1 the Galio. Maybe after 6, he's a lot more enabled to do so, especially with the fact that Masu didn't get any sort of mana sustain. But Masu, he looks for it. He does proc the Aftershock with nothing additional to that. Now level 6 has come through. Neji Hyuga pops the Cyclone, getting more damage down, forces the flash out from Masu. But now, ooh, the second Cyclone cast. The Ignite now ticking down on Neji Hyuga as he flashes away defensively. But they don't kill each other here. And I feel like this is going to, like, now that both of these champions are level 6, that's kind of going to be like the name of the game for Neji Hyuga. Just start trying to harass Masu as much as possible, dodge away from the taunt if he can. This time the taunt does land, and ooh, just the additional damage that a Galio can have off of Colossal Smash enables Masu to do really, really well when he's able to trade. Like, that periodic additional magic damage against Wukong is just really hard for Wu to deal with. But unfortunately, I feel like there is that degree of pressure on Masu here, just because no natural mana sustain, although no natural mana sustain for Neji Hyuga either. But otherwise, looking at farm, which is one of the 3 win conditions, it doesn't always have to be a solo kill. Neji Hyuga, maybe... Okay, yeah, I think he can actually have a little bit of a farm lead because he's been paying attention to last hitting as the wave's been shoved under his tower. That isn't going to happen, theoretically, for a while. But because, especially with Cyclone just not being off cooldown yet, it's about 2/3 done. So maybe he's going to look for that opportunity. I think he's actually trying to do that because you can see he's not burning any spells unless absolutely necessary to last hit something. So I think he really wants the mana to be available for that all-in potential. Unfortunately, because I think Nimbus Strike might still be magic damage. Let me check. Yes, Nimbus Strike is still magic damage, which means that it will get negated by the passive shield from Idol of Durand. It's actually a surprising amount negated for the Galio right there. And, you know, as you can see, just goes in instant Justice Punch to proc the Aftershock, get those resistances stacking up. And there's so little that Hyuga can do. Ooh, he eats the taunt, the auto attacks, the Ignite coming through. But the Justice Punch, oh no! Neji Hyuga, he turns it around. gets that solo kill, and that's going to be the 1v1 win for Dead Neji Hyuga here on this Wukong. Masu goes down, and he loses in this round of 16. Well then, we should be getting into the round of 8 rather shortly. Thank you all for watching this first round, and don't click away. We'll be right back. And welcome back, everybody, into this game here in the round of 8 in the Style Esports 1v1 tournament. Right now, we have our number 2 seed up against our number 7. That's Fish and Valor on the 2, Escanor on the 7. I'm the True Light, and casting alongside me tonight is the unlucky but ever lovely Jarl.
Thank you so much, True Light. Yeah, I did unfortunately lose in that first round. So now I'm here to share in the success of everyone else when I could not find it myself. But we are on to the Abyss right now. Both of them chilling in their respective bushes. Escanor going for the early trade. I don't know how I feel about that.
That's not a great idea. Like, early on, I feel like you have to just concede. Like, if you're going to play this Zed. You can see he took the barrier here, but and that can definitely be useful into a very early all-in, right, from Fish and Valor if just looking to proc the PTA that he has and get that bonus damage in. So yeah, sure, barrier can make can pay dividends, but yeah, look at how difficult it is for him to take a trade into this. It's brutal.
Yeah, it's just insane. Also, it hasn't gone for the offensive build on the Zed, so I maybe just not looking to go for the kill. I don't actually know how I feel about this tech. I think Fish and Valor is eventually just going to get enough health that the base damage isn't enough to kill him with a full combo. As we've seen in some 1v1s, like once the champions just scale up and farm.
No, but he tanked a turret shot. Oh my goodness.
Not entirely sure about that. Fish and Valor are going to have to heal himself up. I think he does have some potions on, so he has a little bit of time here, and the lifesteal as well from the item, but that was a massive mistake here with the number 2 seed.
Oh yeah, like tanking that single tower shot, like, spelled almost absolute disaster for Fish and Valor right there, even with that cloth armor. And I think Guardian's Hammer does give you 10% life steal and 150 health, which is nothing to scoff at. But yeah, that tower hits really, really hard, especially so early on. But Escanor eating the auto attacks gets the PTA procs in against him, already down to around 50% health here on this Zed at level 5, which doesn't feel great, although he's last hitting decently enough considering the matchup, I'd have to say.
I would agree. I think we could be in for the long haul, and this could be a kill at level 6. I think the culling actually arguably has more kill potential than the Deathmark does, because it does have more potential. It has more potential damage, and it's really hard to dodge, right? There's no flash, especially with the shadows down. For Escanor, he could just take the whole brute of that, and that almost certainly would kill him.
Yeah, and then if you think about, right, if Fish and Valor does proc PTA before casting the culling, I think it's something like 8% damage increase, like while the PTA debuff is active on the target that you hit, which is huge, especially in like 1v1, especially for an ability that does as much damage as the culling in terms of base value. But wow, starting to get a little bit of a turnaround, proccing the electrocute onto Fish and Valor right there.
Indeed. The farm, though, is still very heavily in favor of Fish and Valor here. So he does have that potential win condition, just a little bit low on the HP. You want to be careful of that Deathmark damage that could potentially be coming through. I also want to just mention very briefly, we had a ton of upsets in round number 1. Fish and Valor are the only remaining of the top 4 seeds right now, actually, in this tournament. That was just done based on solo queue rank. Of course, 1v1's a lot different than that solo queue rank, but just see if that trend continues here, if Escanor can continue that upset train.
Yeah, I mean, you do see that Escanor is down 8 CS. I think if he gets all 3 of these, he's actually only down 5. But even then, 5 is enough of a gap, I think. Yeah, 5 should be enough of a gap that
he's giving some up, though.
Fish and Valor can't walk forward. If he tries to, it gives Escanor the option to just go all in. There he goes, Shadow Dash forward, or not dash, but okay, well then.
He goes back to the shadow, though. Fish and Valor could be in trouble here. One more shuriken. Knight goes down.
There's no flash.
Valor can't go into the turret. Fish and Valor keeps himself alive. Ultimates are down, though, Troy, and the barrier's still there for Escanor. He should be in an advantage seat now.
Yeah. I thought, because it said, I was like, is that Shadow Dash? No, W is called Living Shadow. Shadow Dash is on Shen. My bad. But yeah, like you said, did cast the Deathmark there. Exhausted, so there wasn't tons of additional damage coming through. Wait, Escanor, just take it back. He's pinned. The auto attacks the barrier. Oh my god. The upset coming in, and now the final of the top 4 seeds gone.
Yeah.
And now this is the tournament of the upsets. This is the people's tournament, man. All the lower seeds are going through.
Yeah, I mean, the people's tournament. We're down to the final 4 teams already. It goes very fast in single elimination. Here, I can give you a little bit of an update. It's going to be Dav G, the 13 seed, into that final 4. Escanor, the 7 seed, as well as Slick Drake, the 11 seed. So not what anyone would have expected going off of those seeds right at the start, but some wild games so far.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, in that first round of 16, you see 3 of the top 4 seeded players go down. This time you see that final top seeded player lose out. And I think that it brings up a pretty interesting point. I think a lot of people that are generally, like, even if you're high ranked, right? A lot of people are successful in different ways when playing League of Legends. League of Legends isn't just a 1v1 outplay game, right? Not to say that some people are like boosted or literally hard carried, but 1v1s are kind of a different animal than your typical League of Legends game.
Yeah, they certainly are. It's, obviously showing the difference between that Summoner's Rift game and this random, who can get the first kill first. You make a tiny misstep, you can kind of get one shot. So it definitely is a different beast. Some people practice it more than others, of course. But yeah, we're already down to those last 4 teams, and I think we're going to step aside for yet another break as we get set for that. But we should be back in just a couple of minutes with the final 4 of this tournament.
And welcome back to Style Esports 1v1 tournament into this round of 4 here. On the blue side, we got CX Lotus versus Dav G on the Tom Kench. Ooh, I'm the True Light. Cassie alongside me this evening is Jarl Carl. How you doing, man?
Doing pretty well. Excited for this final 4. I have been told to remind everybody to feed the poros out there. Use those poro snacks. They give them to you for a reason. Make sure you are feeding the wildlife. Very important, but we're getting back into the game right now. Dav G, I heard a rumor he's been playing the Tom Kench all along, and it's definitely a pretty strong 1v1 champion.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so personal opinion, playing against Tom Kench is like one of the most frustrating things trying to solo kill a guy, because thick skin, essentially gives Tom Kench a second health bar. In addition to the fact that his passive on the acquired taste scales with the health that he builds, he gets both damage and inherent tankiness just from his kit and itemization. So really, really frustrating to play against Tom Kench. And also you do see here that he opted to go for that Hail of Blades, which is really, really frustrating to play against a Tom Kench, because he will get those acquired taste stacks off very quickly, and then he will beat you down very quickly.
Yeah, Tom Kench is just like annoying. And everything about Tom Kench is annoying to play against, like you just said. Vayne is like probably the best champ actually into him, but still, you get hit with one tongue lash and you can actually just die. Straight away, you get slowed, you get put into the belly, you get stunned. So there's a lot of risk right now. CX Lotus needs to play very carefully going for trade.
Yeah, I mean, although I do think here with the Shroud right there for Akali, that's actually a surprisingly good option into Tom Kench, because even if Dav does proc that Hail of Blades, you can't auto attack the Akali in the Shroud. So it's actually surprisingly good.
It is surprisingly good. Yeah, and you get some energy back, I think, when you go into the Shroud. For Akali as well. So she's doing pretty well so far. We'll see if that can continue if this scales up later. I think this could, I said this last time too and was wrong, but this could also be a relatively long game if Dav G is able to just kind of farm it up for a while. Neither of them look to be getting, super aggressive early.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this, with the way things are looking right now, both these players just seem to be content with farming it out, and maybe they're going to try to bait each other forward as it gets closer and closer to that 100 CS mark, because otherwise I don't actually think they have like this high degree of kill potential into one or the other, especially if you're CX Lotus here and you miss that shuriken flip. It's kind of hard to close the gap in theory.
Yeah, a lot of theory kind of goes out the window a lot in 1v1s as well. Random champs get random kills, of course, but we could be here for a long time. Nobody's taking a lot of damage. Everybody's got a lot of regen, and the Dav G actually could be going for the 1v1 though.
Yeah, and you can see like there's already 2 acquired taste stacks onto CX Lotus right there. Waits until they start dropping off to jump out of the Shroud. Really good. Goes onto the Health Shrine. Now, the wave is actually getting slowly shoved into the Akali here, and you can see CX Lotus, the instant he falls really low on energy, starts walking away because he can't do much more against the Tom Kench. Ugh. Tongue Lash, such a painful ability.
Indeed. A nice little CS lead, actually, for Lotus right now. With that Q, the 5-point strike, 7-point strike? I don't know how many points it is, but it's a strike. Coming down, has gotten him a nice bit of wave clear. This could be the engage, though. Lotus gets himself away. I also want to point out, I've been told to say this once again, Dav G used his Poro Snack, and Lotus did not. So huge advantage right now for Dav G.
Oh, yeah. Literally OP. Like, can't beat the Poro feed. Otherwise, okay, Tongue Lash misses this time around. And I think, one thing we did mention is the energy regen for Akali. But on the other side of that, Tom Kench is a mana-reliant champion. Although with the health shrines also giving mana back, I don't think, those are huge issues in regards to sustain unless you're like slinging out your abilities continuously. But otherwise, yeah, CX Lotus, it actually looks like he's continuing to build up a relatively comfortable CS lead. And I actually think Dav G might be really hard pressed to look for something aggressive onto an Akali.
Yeah, how do you go in? Right, like maybe you ult behind. This could be the fight, but I keep saying that, and then Lotus goes into the Shroud. Dav G going very far, though. He might look for the kill.
Yeah, and now Lotus is actually pinned. Doesn't have a direct way out, although perfect execution is available.
Ooh, the flash.
Cast the first part, goes forward, goes into his belly. They're looking for more damage, and Dav G actually gets very, very low. Pops the thick skin. Oh man, Lotus, he still has the ignite. If that had been used, Dav G might have died.
Yeah. He would have died. I don't think there's no maybe about that. Dav G got a lot of health back, though. He's healing himself back up. I think he's maybe still in this game, but Lotus right now clearly on the front foot.
Yeah, maybe still in this game, like theoretically, but look at that CS differential, and there's not much that Tahm Kench actually has in regards to wave clear, and he missed the cannon. Shame.
Well, Canada doesn't matter, but
It doesn't. You're right.
any more
If
than
this
any
were a
other
1v1
game.
on Summoner's Rift, it would matter.
It's true. I think the only way you lose right now is a dive that goes wrong for Lotus.
Yeah.
Or maybe if Davji's able to heal himself up all the way, eventually he's got the thick skin. Oh, we can go into the belly here. You got to be careful. Oh!
He's going to tank a turret shot. Oh, no. The Ignite ticking down. CX, Lotus, he does end up dying after taking that Shuriken flip. Oh, that's tragic.
That is that's tragic in a big way. To be real honest with you on that one, you hate to see that. That you needed to play more patient, and I think that's something we see a lot in 1v1s is players just not willing to have the patience to just farm themselves out. But I think on the Akali right there, like you're basically set up to have a free win. On farm, well ahead in CS, well ahead in HP. Just try to go a little bit too aggressive there. You don't need to go for that first blood.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could call that a little bit of Kali syndrome. God, that was bad.
That was not great. It must be said.
But you know, that was the round of 4. After this, we will be going into the 3rd place match, clearly between CS Lotus and the loser of the other semifinal. And then I think we're heading into a best of 3 for the final, correct?
That is correct. It will be a best of 3 in the final. So right now we're going to have Lotus versus not Davji. They just played. About that one, I can tell you who it is in a Slick Drake. It will be Slick Drake against Lotus in this game, and then we'll go into that final relatively shortly after that. But for now, we're going to step aside. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes with that 3rd place match.
And hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, and all the non-binary pals of all ages. I'm the True Light. Casting alongside me is Jarl Carl in this third place match for the Style Esports 1v1 tournament. We have Slick Drake here on Garen versus CX Lotus on Akali. How you doing, man?
Doing pretty well. We got Lotus. Played the Akali in the last game. We just saw that on stream up against Dav G's Tom Kench. Didn't go so well for Lotus. Bit of an unfortunate tower dive. Actually, kind of a not deliberate tower dive. He got dragged under there by the Tom Kench. But he's up against Garen this time. I think a little bit better of a matchup for the Akali. Identical builds coming through. And of course, we'll have to see who feeds the Poro.
Yeah, identical summoners as well. And like you said, PSA, feed your Poros. Look at CS Lotus. Just has the Poro. It's looking at him.
He's actually just baiting it. Yeah, that's just rude.
That's cruel. We do not support Poro cruelty here at Style Esports.
True. That I can confirm to you, my good sir. A little bit of a penguin emote going up right now. Emote battles are definitely on right now. Slick Drake, the first CS, but Lotus firing back with two of his own.
Oh my gosh, and there's the silence going on to CX Lotus. It's so much action. Sure can flip as well. I don't really think much happening there. Like you said earlier, though, I feel like this is a way easier matchup for Akali because obviously you're not going to have Garen hitting those higher levels, getting the higher amounts of regen through. Otherwise, though, like you said, identical builds. Both these champions have a lot of healing.
Indeed. Yeah, there's a lot of healing in the kit. There's a lot of healing in the potions. There's a lot of healing in the items. As Slick Drake going to go for, I guess, what can be considered a trade. But nobody really takes very much damage. And as this game goes later on, Garen will start healing up more and more with the passive.
Yeah, I think the breakpoint is it 11?
They got rid of the breakpoint. It's much more linear.
I thought it was like 6-11 now.
I think that was like the first time they changed it. I'm pretty sure it's more linear with still a buff at 11.
Oh, okay.
It's less bad early.
Yeah, you're right. It scales by level. If you hover over it, it has the little indicator that scales by level on it nowadays. Okay. Yeah, but like you said, that'll scale up really well as the levels get up there. But the other thing is that means it's going to be about last hitting, and I like considering how Slick Drake is playing this. He's not even maybe he's scared of taking too much damage from minions. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of awkward to not try to make the lane crash in.
Potentially is. I also think that the true damage ultimate from Slick Drake is going to come in handy later on in the game, just because Lotus can't build any more HP. So if he's able to get to like level 11, level 16, he will do quite a lot of damage with that. It is also an execute. I believe the perfect execution is as well. You would assume so. From the name, I don't know exactly what the breakdown is between those two activations, but these ultimates I think could come in quite handy with these champions. Those barriers are going to have to be perfectly timed.
Yeah, and CX Lotus continuing to shove the lane forward into Slick Drake here, who's going to be harder and harder pressed to farm properly, especially when something like that happens. Otherwise, like, I don't think that's too great for Slick because, like you said, there's not much additional health coming through, but that also works both ways, right? Yep. So CX Lotus is at 1,227 health. Slick Drake is at 1,177 health. There's currently a 50 health gap there, which, you know, roughly speaking, it's like one auto attack either way for Slick and for CX Lotus. Maybe a little bit less than that. But that could actually be a huge difference maker, especially considering they have the same summoners here. And this is really, really frustrating, I have to imagine, for Slick.
Yeah, it's just neither of them, like Slick Drake cannot engage on Lotus. He just gets slowed down immediately and has no chance. I think the only way Slick Drake's probably going to win this game is through farm, honestly, right now, because Lotus is full health, has all the potions available, and can just run away pretty easily with the Shroud and theoretically with the ultimate if Slick Drake ends up finally catching him. So I think Lotus is probably in the driver's seat right now, up about a wave of farm as well.
Yeah, I mean, and you can definitely see, even in regards to the sustained battle, I think CX Lotus is actually winning out pretty hard, hasn't even popped a single potion. Whereas on the other side of this matchup, Slick Drake's already used 2 of them, which means, like, you know, at a certain point, the well is going to run dry on those potions. And Slick is going to be more and more reliant on his passive. But if he's reliant on his passive, he's not really contesting the minion wave. He's not pressuring Lotus remotely at all. And yeah, I think it might just be a death by attrition, so to speak, as the wave starts crashing forward into his tower again.
Slick Jake just getting poked down, like you were saying. I don't even think we'll need the perfect execution right now. A very comfortable CS lead opening up for CX Lotus right now. Slick Jake has seemed pretty unwilling to just spin completely on the wave to clear it out immediately. He's been kind of trying to hit last hit under tower, which doesn't work so well on Howling Abyss. The numbers are different than on the Rift. And he's down, 9 CS right now. It's more than a wave. Very concerning.
Mm-hmm. And something that's definitely likely, or at least liable to happen, is Slick, seeing these CS numbers get harder, like higher and higher, and the gap get closer and closer, or larger and larger, so to speak, might feel very pressured and try to play really aggressively to look for that solo lane, or solo lane, that 1v1 outplay and solo kill. That's what I meant. And I still don't think that Slick necessarily has the ability to look for that and hardcore win a 1v1. Although he is getting more and more health.
Yeah, the health is coming through, but Slick Drake's just going to lose this trade terribly. The Shroud's still available. There it is for Lotus, dodging in and out. Doesn't have to be careful with the ultimate, but there he goes.
Yeah, Slick did pop the barrier. There's the ignite, and oh my goodness, yeah, that's just going to be a kill right there. Slick, he's in the judgment. He's trying to run away. He's trying to get to the no. Unlucky. I don't think that would have made a difference either way.
No, I don't think so either. I think Lotus definitely had that kill. That is first blood coming through for Lotus. Get some revenge. Turns out the feeder of the Poro is not going to be enough. Actually, it's going to be enough. Lotus was the one that fed the Poro. So again, 2 for 2. I think we know what that means.
Poro diff. That's what it means. But yeah, you know what? So there you go. CX Lotus is your third place winner, or third place finish in this style esports 1v1 tournament. But we're going to be heading into the final. That's going to be DagG versus
Escanor.
Oh yeah, DagG versus Escanor. That's going to be a best of 3. So we'll be right back. And welcome back to the Style Esports 1v1 tournament. It's the grand final, and that special treatment is going to be a best of three between Escanor on the Kiana here and Dav G on something new, which is going to be the Renekton this time around. I'm the True Light. Casting alongside me this evening is Jarl Carl. How you doing, man?
Doing well, thank you so much, True Light. On to the Abyss now with these two new champs, Renekton versus Kiana. Like you said, a little bit of summoner difference as well. You might see some fighting off the bat.
Yeah, you can see Escanor did opt in to take the barrier with the Ignite. Meanwhile, Dav took Ignite and Exhaust. Ooh. Dav looked for the slice and dice forward. It didn't actually hit. I don't think he actually hit the first one, so he couldn't get the second one.
Yes,
which is unfortunate.
It was slice, but no dice, unfortunately, for him on that one. And this is a best of three, so we'll get to see some adaptation coming through potentially in the bans between games, which could be very interesting to see. I expect to see, some variety in the champions that get picked. We'll see if it goes to three, if it's just two. These from opposite sides of the bracket, of course. So maybe, that could have impacted the strength. Dav G first level 4, a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is Escanor here is playing Kiana. It's a champion that I don't think many people see nowadays. And jumping back and forth, trying to get the procs of Audacity as well as, what's Kiana's Q called? I see her so rarely, I actually don't remember her ability names. Elemental Wrath. There we go.
Yeah, I nobody knows. I stopped at Supreme Display of Talent and then quit trying to say any of them
Supreme
out loud.
Display of Talent is such a cool ability name, to be fair.
Very fun to cast, I would say. Yeah, one of my favorites. It's better than Sleepy Trouble Bubble. I guess we can all agree with. Anyway. Yeah, right. This game, right now, a little bit of a CS lead for Escanor. We're moving right along. Only 2, though, early games. We have not seen any CS wins today thus far.
Which is something I think is a little, it's worth being thankful for, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kiana being a champion you don't see very often. Also, Kiana is a champion that's definitely able to surprise you in a 1v1. Really interesting to see Escanor bring it out. And I hope, or I'd like to see it work out, just because with Kiana, I think on Howling Abyss here, you obviously have Brush and you have Walls, but the only way you can get the Water Elemental Wrath is to jump towards a Shrine. So we'll see how that plays out. Otherwise, like you said, Escanor starting to get a very small CS lead. As long as Dav G can grab all of these, it's very, very slight, so it's not anything for him to be worried about. Although, no. Okay.
Yeah. It's a little bit unfortunate. Their ultimates are available, so we could see them go toe-to-toe. I think the real key here is, will Dav G be able to survive the full combo from Escanor? And if he can, I think he can probably come back and win this, but if Escanor can just one-shot him, that's curtains.
Oh, yeah. And, as you can see there, Escanor actually took Conqueror, which I think is kind of surprising. I don't think as Kiana you're necessarily a champion that is super comfortable, especially in a 1v1, that you want to take an extended fight. Meanwhile, Dav G did something a little bit different, and that's just because Renekton can practically instantaneously proc PTA, opted in for that instead, adding to that whole idea of bursty nature. And I gotta say, I feel like I favor I favor Dav G just because there is that exhaust available as opposed to barrier, which will stop a little bit of burst, but I don't think it does much more than that.
I absolutely agree. I think Dav G is better set up for sustain. I think he's better set up for damage. Just needs to keep up in that CS a little bit if he wants to go for the kill. But here's the fight.
Oh man, that was actually really well done by Dav G there. You can see Escanor did throw out the Supreme Display of Talent. Tower Shot is going to hit onto the Renekton once.
Oh, the wave.
But the moment, oh my goodness, the stun, the Cull, the Meek as well, the auto attacks. Nope. Man, Escanor, though, getting very, very pressured, eating so much damage right there. Although you can see with the double rejuve bead in his pocket, probably rather content to just try to sustain.
Otherwise,
yeah.
Keep a note. That could be huge as we go forward. Also, Dav G did feed the portal. Once again, very important to note that coming through.
Yeah, Dav G, win rate's 100% so far.
On stream, at least. I don't know, what's going on off stream, but Dav G in a relatively pleasant position. Going to be down a little bit of farm still if Escanor is able to pick all of these up, but I think he just needs to wait for those summoners to come back up. If he can focus on the farming, he should at some point be able to win this game, I do feel.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think the other thing is that Escanor is kind of passively reliant on health regeneration, right? Other than Conqueror, but Conqueror is in battle, so it's almost like playing into set Wukong passive essentially. Meanwhile, though, Dav G, it's a little bit more like you said, burst oriented. Call the Meek also can be used safely in the minion wave, and it's a really surprising amount of burst healing. Meanwhile, like Escanor is almost just completely reliant on waiting for those rejuve beads as well as the horn to sustain up the health pool. Also Dominus, like that's a surprising amount of health back to Renekton in a fight.
Yeah, you do get a decent amount of HP in that regard, as we could be in here for the long haul. You keep saying that, and then somebody dies, so not too sure about that. But they just don't do a lot of damage to each other at this point.
Yeah, I mean, like, and I also think like they're not trying to do a whole ton of damage to each other either, right? 44 farm for Escanor at the moment, 45. Okay, for DavG is the minions continuing to get last hit ever so slowly, and Escanor looks like he's going to go for that health shrine. Ducks into the invisibility, and Dominus is back up. They're going for the fight. Supreme Display of Talent doesn't get the stun. There's the exhaust. There's the slice forward. Is the dice going to go as well? Yeah, he goes forward. Escanor, he actually ducks into the invisibility one more time, stays safe. Ate a ton of damage, though.
Yeah.
And if I could see, like, the stats that runes are providing, I kind of want to, like, this is my hypothesis. I don't think Conqueror is doing much for this Kiana.
Yeah, I can probably let you know. I do want to just say, 39 total healing so far from the Conqueror. Has come through. I do also want to note DavG empowered stun on a minion. In that he stunned the minion instead of Escanor. That might have made the difference, actually. That empowered stun is quite lengthy, does a lot of damage. So DavG, bit of a misplay on that one.
Yeah, I mean, the stun goes up to 1.5 seconds when it's enhanced, and it's really, really surprisingly bursty. Like, the rage enhanced abilities for Renekton are actually huge. And, ooh, there's another engage looking for the stun. Is it going to do anything? No, not really. As the champions just continue to sustain the fighting with one another.
I think we're going the farm distance here. DavG only really with the ultimate is able to get any meaningful damage down onto Escanor. He's going to have maybe, I would say certainly one, maybe two more chances. I think only one, though, chance to go for that all in. So Escanor, he's got to come up with something here if he wants to win this game.
Oh, he slices forward, stuns a minion. Oh,
yeah. I think Escanor was in the stealth, so I think a little more forgivable than just clicking on it.
That's fair.
But he's not. He's going to be down farm, depending on how well Escanor can do under this turret right now. Like, this is a weird match.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like in this situation, Dav actually has to be willing to walk forward towards that tower right there. Partially to try to pressure Escanor, but also partially to potentially like tank up a single turret shot, make it so that it's harder for Escanor to actually farm and be willing to take the damage from the tower in order to right the CS difference.
He's down a whole wave right now as he got pushed into the turret. I think he also has to be willing to pop. Oh, we can kill the turret, though.
Oh, he's hitting it
as well. This tower's getting very low. DavG gonna get stunned into it right now. Supreme Display of Talent. That's the Dominus proc as well. DavG could go too far.
Oh my goodness, the PTA did proc the Ignite taking down on Escanor now. Wait, but the tower is getting so low, although I don't think DavG can take it. He has to wait for the minion wave to come back. He's going to go back to the shrines to heal up as well. And Dominus, that's not off cooldown for a fair chunk of time right there. It's 120 seconds.
I think he can just push it into the turret. He has so much wave clear. I think he just needs to shove the wave right now. I don't know why he's holding it. Maybe trying to go for the CS win. I think you want to just push it into the turret. There's no ultimate available. There's no summoners available on Escanor.
He's looking for the 1v1. He goes in. He procs the PTA. He's trying to get more, but I don't think that's available.
Just kill the turret. It's like 3 auto attacks. He backs off.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no. He didn't do it.
I don't think he's properly accounting, at least in my mind, right? I don't think he's properly accounting for the fact that Supreme Display of Talent's off cooldown, or like is on cooldown. Sorry, he's afraid of getting stunned again under tower, and he's afraid of dying off that. But his ultimate's actually going to be up just around the same time. Looks like.
Yeah.
So he really
this game's going to be over
aggressively here.
This game's going to be over before the ultimates are back up. I think
it's less than a way. That's less than 2 waves.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's bungled this badly. I don't know. He has to get the kill, I feel, right now. He's not going to be able to kill the turret. Ultimates are not going to be back.
Pretty low health. He might just try to look for a slice and dice forward. He has the enhanced available. There's the stun. The PTA's proc. The auto attacks. Can it do it? Escanor ducks into the stealth. But there's the slice. There's the dice, and it gets the kill. Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Game number 1, that had everything in it. We had multiple almost kills. We almost got to 100 CS, and we almost killed a turret. True Life. That was like, they almost won multiple times. Eventually, it's in favor of the Poro feeder once again. So very well done on that front, but I'm glad this is the best of 3. That was an excellent game.
Oh yeah. I mean, I still think that Dav should have just gone for the wave shove into the tower.
Agreed.
It's
Yes.
just the easy go. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, both players felt very, very pressured. And like, although the thing is like, oh whoopsie.
Are we good?
I don't thing. But anyway, yeah. So that's a best of 3. We'll come back very, very soon for potentially to see if Dav can lock it up in that final. And welcome back, everybody, into this Style Esports 1v1 tournament in the grand final. DavG up 1 over Escanor. This is a best of 3. So if Dav can manage to pull the win here, he will win it all. He'll get the mystery skin and he'll get all the brownie points. Anyhow.
Sorry, I hate to cut you off. That's true. I'm Jarl Carl. I just got very excited about the fact that we have an AP Guardian's Orb for DavG.
Oh, yeah. He has Orb of Winter, doesn't he? Oh, he's eating auto attacks.
AP Jhin is not something I'm very familiar with. Considering the fact that only his trap scales off of AP. Maybe he literally just wants the magic resist. The trap will do 170 damage, which is a lot. But how do you get Escanor in it?
You know why, though? That's why he walked into the bush. Because he was going to try to bait Escanor into the bush and then CC him there with all the traps.
He doesn't have a trap. He didn't take
trap.
He
doesn't have traps. Okay, Q still also scales with AP.
No, it doesn't. Does it?
Doesn't it?
I don't know. It doesn't show, actually. You can't see the scaling. Maybe it does. If you click on the, like... Anyway, there's a fight.
I'm taking a look here.
Yeah, I will cover it for you.
Q scales with AP.
Okay, I apologize for that. Okay. Maybe it's OP.
I don't think that's a great idea. Personal opinion. He might have done it for mana regen also. Who knows?
Like the double? I guess if he thinks he can't go toe-to-toe, like he can't actually 1v1, then it would be better to just go for the poke build.
Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to get at here is, like, you know, I've seen a particular friend of mine who loves to play Jhin. He takes Doran's Ring on Jhin early on just because he likes to have the mana regen available, and like the little bit of AP can be used, I said, for the dancing grenade. Otherwise, I'm not 100% sold, at least in a 1v1 context, that this would be very useful. And Dav is actually at a, CS differential. Or, sorry. Yeah, see, he's stacking up the traps.
Okay.
Look at that.
I mean, I think that's a smart move, actually. If he's able to catch Escanor in it, the game will just probably end.
Oh, yeah.
But...
This is a meme, though. Okay, he's going for a meme win.
Yeah, he's baited. This might work, though. Well, he's gonna ult on the traps, but they don't hit him.
Oh no!
Oh, he spent so much time, and now he's probably just losing.
It would have been so beautiful. The number of traps that were stacked up there weren't gonna kill, but it would have been a surprising chunk of damage, and I think Escanor would have been totally surprised by it, completely caught off guard type of deal. But unfortunately, that's not how it happened.
No, except for the part where it just didn't work, it was a good idea.
Oh yeah, it was going to work until it didn't.
Exactly, perfect analysis there from us, folks. I think Escanor probably just wins now, barring any kind of weird tower dive. I don't see how DavG ever kills him unless he's able to get him on the traps.
Absolutely not. Especially because Last Breath is a very short cooldown, as far as ultimates go, anyway.
Yes, I mean maybe okay. Then I guess this,
Wait.
But now Escanor just stands there. Puzzling.
I'm so confused.
A lot of puzzling things going on in this game. We also should note DavG is on match point in this best of 3 here in the grand finals of the Style Esports 1v1 tournament. So it's best of 3. He is up 1-0.
You know what?
Right now.
Both of them fed the Poro this game.
Ooh, so it's a draw in that sense.
So I mean, either way, Poro feeder wins this game.
That's true, actually.
Poro that's just too unbeatable.
It is. Yeah, if you feed your Poro, people that have fed their Poro, that's not true. All of the winners will have fed their Poro.
True.
In games that the Poro was fed.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt. It literally bounced away from him.
Unlucky.
Otherwise, yeah, I don't really see a path for Dav to win this game.
He might just die right now.
Now the minion wave is here. He's gonna try to bait Escanor into these traps again. Not looking good. Yeah, goodbye. Yeah, that's over. Indeed. That's 1-1.
It's a GG. That's 1-1. You got to go for all the stops.
I mean, I do appreciate the attempt at the meme win.
I guess. I feel like it would be better to just go for the win, right? Like,
no,
you know what I mean?
It's the memes that are important. That's how we have our current president.
Okay. Well, anyway, we're not going to get political here on the stream. Moving right along from that one, but we are going to take a break and come back with the final game in this 1v1 tournament. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
And welcome back to the Style Esports 1v1 tournament. This one is for all the marbles. We got Escanor on Silas, Dab G on Darius. Whoever wins this 1v1 wins that mystery skin and gets to take home the cutest girl on the Rift. I'm the True Light. Castle alongside me tonight is Jarl Carl. How you doing, man?
Ready for this final game. Apparently, Davg's AP was a mistake last game, but he's going in full force with the AD this game. We got to
They walk into each other. The auto attacks. The hemorrhage is already stacking up, and the pullback. Oh my goodness! It's so much damage already burning the barrier for Escanor. Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's a yikes. True Light on this one. Davg very well positioned right now. He's got a huge health lead, and imagining that Escanor is going to be popping some potions, although it hasn't done so just yet.
Yeah, and you can actually see here. I think he wanted the ignite to take out first, but he still hasn't popped.
He still hasn't. This could be weird.
I feel like you can see Davg. Oh yeah, I was gonna say he went for Hail of Blades, so he's actually gonna get 4 stacks of hemorrhage down very, very quickly.
Yeah, Escanor, you gotta have the potion. Like, what's he saving him for? Davg can just zone.
Yeah, and Davg doesn't have to worry about any of this.
I'm confused.
I mean, like, if anything, I was gonna say, like, I feel like Dav probably should have tried to pull the wave to try to set it up like aggressively into his own, so Escanor has to walk forward.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Although Escanor, like, he has to go in if he wants to heal, right, with the W. So I guess he's just gonna. I mean, maybe he shouldn't use the potion. In the end, it's gonna work out for him. He goes for the fight.
Oh, this time he does go forward with the Kingslayer, getting a lot of damage down. Barrier burn this time by Dap.
Ignite
but
too.
Escanor is actually surprisingly low on mana, so I'm not really sure if he can keep going forward the whole time.
I could have.
Otherwise, though, that's going to be Dav's barrier burned in exchange for Escanor's Ignite. But that also means that Dav's Ignite's almost off cooldown, but Escanor's barrier is almost off cooldown. It's a very weird circumstances, such as they are.
Level 6 soon, though.
I gotta feel like, though, like, yeah, level 6 does favor Dav.
Yes, certainly. We talked about this in the little break. No hemorrhage stacks available for Escanor, so he's not going to be able to get that huge ultimate down like Davg will be able to. Ignite plus Halo Blades plus that Noxian Guillotine could be very, very scary if Davg is able to get that Apprehend forward, up some farm as well. So I think now that the health has kind of equalized, we're back to square one a little bit. I still think this is in favor of Davg just because of that ultimate difference.
Yeah, and like there is the world where Escanor either misses his stun, or I think if you do time Apprehend properly, you can kind of pull Escanor out of his dash to you. But don't quote me. Like, you know, I think that's possible, but I'm not 100% sure if that's like I feel like you need to practice.
I think you can. I think it's possible, but I don't know how easy it is. So we'll see if that happens. But I think really they just both look for the angle to go in and go for the all in. I don't think we're going to see that much skirmishing in this game.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Although Dav, yeah, he is pushing that wave forward, and like I think I completely agree with you. Right, by the nature of these champions and by the nature of Darius ult being available for both of them, they're not going to be looking for a farm victory. They're not going to be looking for a tower victory. Even they're just trying to shove the wave forward. Ooh, Apprehend doesn't land. It's a tragedy.
Unlucky. But he just goes back at some mana. I'm not sure he actually needed to grab that shrine, but does do so, and we're back to full health, full mana on both these members. A little bit more farm for Davg, so he's got a lead in that regard, and I think he still has the upper hand. Yeah, he has so much wave clear, can just shove it in every time and force this Escanor to get those CS into the turret or fall even further behind.
Yeah, I mean, you can already see right there, right? Dav is at 29 CS. Escanor, well, it's been missing more and more. Oof. Nice little decimate right there onto Escanor, but I think Silas, you know, you're gonna heal it up fine enough.
Ooh.
But hey, I mean, like on one hand, there's also the damage, but there is the healing portion available for Darius. Although I think it's like missing health, so it's not a whole ton, but can be a difference maker. As you can see, Escanor getting slightly lower as time goes on.
Both summoner spells available for both champions. Davg could be going for something here. Gets the Apprehend.
Ooh. The Ignite is ticking down, looking for more. Ooh, re-engage from Escanor using his own heal. Ooh, the hemorrhage stacks. It's hitting so hard, but you can actually see there, Dav did burn the Ignite, but Escanor played it cool. Didn't burn a single summoner. Although did have to use both of his health potions this time.
Yeah, a little surprised he didn't barrier. Against that Noxian Guillotine, I think probably would be up, you know, in a similar duration just because the summoner spell's cooldown is so short. On the map, still has access to the hijack, can still pull the Noxian Guillotine of his own, but I do feel that Davg, especially with that farm advantage, is probably still stronger.
Yeah, I completely agree with you here, right? Like you can see that Kingslayer did get maxed on the side of Escanor, so it is a surprising chunk of healing available. But just because Kingslayer is maxed, I don't think that necessarily makes it so that Escanor completely wins a 1v1. I think it means he can survive, but there's the fight. The Noxian Guillotine's been stolen by the hijack. Escanor looking for more. Heal does come through on the Decimate. Escanor eating the damage from the Hemorrhage stacks. But I don't think he's going to continue looking for aggression, although the Ignite is available as well as that Noxian Guillotine.
Both barriers used, but Davji going to be so on the upper hand right now once he gets himself a little bit more healthy. Farming up the creep still, maybe can land a Q. Escanor, the hijack doesn't last forever on that ultimate. Going to have to use it sometime soon, and Davji still has the Ignite available. One more all-in could spell doom for Escanor.
Yeah, and like he's trying to make Escanor walk forward, look to try to last hit a minion and maybe look for a pull through that. But Escanor, he already knows how dangerous that is. So he doesn't look like he's buying it. Gonna go back, get the other health shrine when it spawns, and there it is. Did he get it? I thought he got it.
Didn't actually pick that one up. I think Escanor has given up on farm.
No, it's up on my minimap, but it's not up on my
That's a puzzler. Anyway, Escanor, I think he's given up on CS as any sort of win condition. I think he just knows he has to go for the kill right now. Going for those health shrines, he gave up a wave and a half or so. He's down. He's down 2.5. He's gonna have to go for an all-in at some point. I think he has to realize that's the only way he can win this game.
Yeah, and like the hijacked ulti doesn't stay forever, right? It is gonna have to expire at a certain point. If it expires, then I don't really think there's a chance that Escanor has in winning a 1v1.
I agree. Totally agree with you. I think it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah,
now he just loses, right? Like, I don't think he physically has enough damage to ever kill DavG. If DavG just clicks on the gun.
Hijack comes off of cooldown in 80 seconds, right? So theoretically, he should be able to steal Noxian Guillotine one more time, but I just don't think it's going to work. Yeah, now Ignite already ticking onto Escanor here, and he's actually getting lower on mana as well, just because like the moment you force those very violent trades, and yeah, you Kingslayer forward, look, he's just burned through his mana pool in its entirety off of doing that. So like Escanor is just losing very, very slowly here because he actually can't keep up and sustain. He can't be competitive in damage without Noxian Guillotine. So I have no idea how he's going to look for a win at this point.
I don't think he will, to be honest with you. I think DavG is playing this very smart, not going for any tower dives, always going back for those health relics, making sure he's topped up on HP. He realizes that he can't lose a true 1 versus 1 if they're both at full HP. He can keep shoving the wave in, getting that CS. He doesn't even need to get every single CS. He's ahead by enough. I think DavG is playing a very cool game right now.
And even if he didn't care about CS, Darius is going to auto shove the wave forward, and it's going to crash into the tower, doing more and more damage. But maybe this is the 1v1 Noxian Guillotine use, as well as the barrier right now from Escanor just to stay alive. But the hemorrhage, oh my goodness, if that barrier wasn't used, I think hemorrhage would have just killed him.
His tower is just going to die.
His tower's
this
has to be it.
Yeah, surely the game is over.
Forward. He's trying to bait DavG forward, but I don't think it means anything. And yeah, that's going to be the GG. Dav just smacks the tower, finishes off Escanor for good measure. And that's your 1v1 tournament champion right there. Congratulations to DavG.
There it is, indeed. Honestly, a relatively nice final, right? We got all 3 games. A little bit of a troll build in the second game there by DavG. Apparently a misclick in the shop. But, you know, a nice game on the Renekton, a nice game there on the Darius. I think very well played throughout.
Absolutely. I would say that, you know, it being what it is, the Jhin could have worked in, let's say, 1 game out of 100. But
I think if he built right, if he had the AD item, which he was trying to go for, I think that, and you know, he didn't know he was going to be against Galsbro, right? And so I think if that was against the Sylas, there's more outplay potential. You know, dodge the stun, then you can try to go for the kill back. Sylas is out of spells, etc. So I think there's matchups where the Jhin is okay. I think just unfortunate matchup and an unfortunate build kind of led to him just falling apart in that game. But overall, you know, nicely played by DavG and nicely played throughout the tournament. That Tom Kench, I think, really the tech of the day.
Yeah, I mean, like the Tom Kench just worked out incredibly well for DavG, and it did get him into that final, although it really wasn't available for him afterwards. But yeah, like at the end of the day, Dav won it, played the Darius very, very well into the matchup, and so he gets that mystery skin. So once again, congratulations to him.
Indeed, that was the mystery skin over to DavG. Congratulations, of course, from our 26-member tournament, I believe, or 22-member tournament it ended up being. Thank you to everybody that participated. Thank you to everybody that watched as well. I think that's going to bring this broadcast to a close, but we hope you will join us tomorrow for the first match of the season between Dragons of the West and Bucky's Atmosphere. First match for both those teams, I should say. That will be myself and Baymax making a return to the casting booth tomorrow, along with Tori on the production. So it's going to be a good one. You do know it. Hope you will join us then. But for now, on behalf of myself and True Light and Tori, who is hosting today as well, thank you all so much for watching, and we hope to see you tomorrow. Good night.